Alright guys, today we're going to do carburetor and fuel lines and a primer ball on a Poulan 2550. It all comes in a kit. I'll put this in the description below. It has everything you'll need to do this job. First thing we're going to do, last video I did the recoil on it. I did a brand new recoil. That's why these bolts are already loose. So first thing you're going to do is take these four bolts out. They're a T25, torque 25, or a flathead screw. Oh look, this thing's already trying to tighten on. There we go. Get that out of there. That way we can get to the primer ball. We're going to go ahead and take 1, 2, 3 more T25s out to get this cover off. We put the brake in the lock position. That way it comes off easy. I got them loose too. On out of there. It's missing the air filter. I don't think there's a cover that goes on this. I think it's just the air filter. And yeah, and this acts as the cover. Alright, so now we're going to go 8mm. Take these two right here out. This out and this popped off, but this is just an S turn. It goes in it like that. Just pull it on out. No big deal. Don't worry about where the lines go. I'll tell you about that. Just pull the lines off. Most of the time these are going to be brittle and crumbling anyways. There's 2 lines. There is a gasket, but the kit comes with a new gasket. But if you're only going to do the, hold on. So just if you're going to put this back on, make sure you've got this gasket on the back of the carburetor. It's in between the carburetor if you're only going to do the fuel lines. And then we're going to go ahead and take the primer ball out. It's 2 Phillips head screws. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and remove the old fuel lines. Oh, I think they had this backwards. Oh, no, they didn't. Alright, now that's fuel in. This one's the fuel in. Got the filter on it. I just pulled that out accidentally. Whoops. Just fucking get it out this way. Pull all this out. Get them all out. Take a carb cleaner or something like that and rinse it all off. Oh, this came out. I guess that was already out. Usually this stabs into the choke arms right here. Stabs into it. Usually you got to take that out, but I guess it came out on its own, or the other customers working on it probably, more than likely. Oh look, there's old air filter, some air filter debris in there. So we're going to rinse all that out and get it out, and clean the tank out and make sure there's no debris in anything so we don't get any dirt in our tank. So there's a thick line and a thin line. The thin line is going to go in this hole here. This is a return line. So it only has to just be inside of this a little bit, like, an inch. And it goes right into here. So it doesn't take much of this to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into a point. Do a nice long point. Sometimes I even go further down to where when I get it through here, I can grab it if I have to. Then we're going to shove it through. And then you're going to grab it from the underside. I use a nice long pair of needle nose. But if you have to, again, you can cut that point much longer so that you can get it in there far enough where you can grab it with straight needle nose. I got these long bent over needle nose. You don't have to pull it all the way out like this. Like I said, again, it only has to be in about an inch. It just has to be in the tank is all. Just enough to where it's sealed, where the gas won't leak. So in about an inch is all. Whatever. This is only going to come out right here, so you can cut the access off. I'm going to leave it a little bit of length. I'm just going to leave it whole, but you can cut it off if it's in your way or whatever. Get it out of the way. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and do the bigger fuel line. This is the one that takes the filter. We're going to cut it into a point again, and then just stick it in to the tank. And then you're going to reach back there all the way in the back corner. Let's see if I can see it. It's in there somewhere. Why am I not seeing this? Oh, there. All the way back there. See it right back there? Reach all the way back there and grab it, pull it out. Pull all the way out of the tank. Get this guy out of the way. You pull it all the way out of the tank, and you take a brand new fuel filter, and you stab it on the end. Grab this with the other hand, and you're going to pull it back until that filter is just laying on the bottom. Like that, just laying on the bottom of the tank. So this fuel line is going to go to this side of the carburetor. It's going to be in the top. Is that where it goes? Wait a minute. Yeah, I believe so. Oh. What the heck? Alright, give me a second. Okay, yeah. Goes to this side. Choke goes there, throttle goes there. Alright, so this is going to be fuel in. This is the fuel pump side of your carburetor. So the fuel line is going to go in there. If you're using the old carburetor, you slide it on and you'll know where that's going to go. I'm going to use a brand new carburetor because I'm there and it's under 20 bucks for a kit. Might as well just do the whole thing, you know. All right, so just putting it on for a second to line up the fuel line. So we're going to cut it off to length, and then we're going to go to the other side of the carburetor after that. The fuel line there. You're going to stab this one onto that bottom of the carburetor. So we're going to pull the carb off, stab this on that, like that. This is going to go to the suction side of your primer ball. So go ahead and put this back on. And I think that nipple is going to have to be moved to, we'll see once I get it in there. Let me get this in place. So we're going to feed this line underneath these wires. And we're going to go right out where that primer ball goes. Just like that. Don't pull it too tight. Don't want any kinks in it. Nice, smooth, round surfaces. This big line is going to be your suction side of your primer ball. So suction on your primer ball is the short nipple. And then the return is the thin line that goes back into the tank. Goes to the long nipple. So what happens when you push the primer ball and you let off, it pulls the fuel in here. So stab this one in. Make that on there good. There we go. Alright, so it's going to go in this fuel line. It's going to, when you let go of the primer ball, it's going to suck the fuel through here. It's going to come out this line into the primer ball and then back through the primer ball. When you push the primer ball, it squirts out the long nipple, and it goes through this line back into the tank. And that's how you prime your system. You get it out. It's that simple. All right, so let's go ahead and cut these to length and put our primer ball on them. I cut the fuel lines, about that long, just so you can get on them. You can push them into place. Again, the long nipple will go to the small line, so we'll go ahead and put that one in. Long line, long nipple to the thin line, and then the short nipple will go on the fat line, just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and just screw this back down with the two Phillips head screws. Alright, just like that. And then check again, make sure that none of your fuel lines are kinked in any way, especially right here where that nipple is. Make sure it's not kinked over right there, because they tend to want to kink, and then it won't let the fuel flow properly. Everything looks good though. We're going to go ahead and get our choke arm on now. Get it up in place. Put the rubber grommet back where it goes. It takes 2 hands. We're going to go with the, oh, We forgot the gasket. Put a gasket on back here, guys. This single hole will go towards the top. That's where it'll end up going. And choke arm, once you got that rubber boot in there, we'll just line right up and snap right into that. Just gotta squeeze it in. Just squeeze it right in there. Like that. Then we gotta pull this back a little bit. We gotta get the throttle arm back into position. So it's gonna sit down like this on there. So we're gonna get this throttle arm and we're gonna stick it in the bottom. This is a pain in the butt. The bottom, see that bottom hole? You got to get it into that. This thing is not a fun chainsaw to work on. So you get in there, it's got to be under that choke arm. You'll see it works just right. Then this will stab right back up against here. 2 8mm bolts. 2 8mm nuts, sorry. Alright, then I always dump my gas into a little empty Gatorade bottle before I put it in the chainsaw. That way I can look at it. I know I've cleaned the tank. I know my gas has got no water in it, no dirt in it, nothing in. That way when the customer comes back with a tank full of water, you can't say it was me. Dump it in there. Now we're going to see if we're priming properly. Let's go ahead and put the gas cap back in. A lot of people will put bad gas in and then come back and blame me. Be mad at me because they mess their stuff up and then I won't fix it for free. You know. That's what I'm around here. I like doing this. It isn't a job that I pay my bills with. No, I enjoy doing stuff. I do like doing stuff. I just don't like dealing with the customers. Alright, primed up. We're good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the recoil back on. Sometimes you got to pull on the recoil to make it set into place. Takes 2 hands too sometimes. There, pop down. 4 bolts. Missing one, it's around here somewhere. Here it is. 4 bolts, T25. Tighten them all down. Put the air filter in. This fresh new air filter. And then the cover on. And tighten it down. 3 bolts, T25. Show you that it runs. I had it just fired up and was going to show you, but the chain flew off because it was really loose. I was hoping it would last a little while. I guess I'll do another video on how to put your bar and chain on your chainsaw. So this helps you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. All the parts will be in the description below. If you want to sponsor me, I'd be more than happy to have some advertisers. Today's t-shirt will be in the description below as well. Peace.